I always played as if every second mattered. Hello, I'm Scoryth of the Crimson Renegades, and welcome back to Let's Play Rocket League. Last time we beat the Express 6-0. And it was week 17. We are 15-2. We now have a 3-game lead over the second place team, the Monarchs. The other games in the last episode, the Skyhawks beat the Bombers 4-3. Monarchs beat the Pioneers 3-0. Guardians beat the Dragons 4-2. And the Mammoths beat the Cyclones 3-1. All right. As far as the standings go, we still maintain our tight grip on first place. We maintain a 2-game lead over the Monarchs. Yeah, I don't know why I said 3 games a moment ago. We still have a 2-game lead over the Monarchs. Mammoths are 11-6, and the Express and Pioneers are still tied for the bottom spot. So as it goes now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Renegades and the Monarchs would advance to the second round automatically. The Mammoths would take on the Pioneers, and the Cyclones would take on the Express if the playoffs go as I think they would. All right. Final game of the regular season. Unfortunately, the bottom 4 teams are out at this point, no matter what. Even if the Pioneers and the Express both lost their games, they would be 8-10. If the Bombers and Skyhawks won their games, they would be 7-11. That still wouldn't be enough to get in still wouldn't be enough to get into the playoffs. So unfortunately, the 6 teams you see are going to be the teams for the playoffs no matter what. Because, like I said, the Express takes the Monarchs. So if the Express lose, they would be 8-11. And the Bombers and the Dragons, they're not taking on each other. So the Bombers were to win, they would be 7-11. That means they still have 2 more losses than the Express or the Pioneer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just making sure that I'm looking at my math right. Yeah, the standings that you see, the top 6 teams are the playoff teams regardless. All 6 teams have officially clinched a playoff spot. And so no matter what, the top 6 teams you see are going to be the 6 teams in the playoffs. Alright, week number 18, final one. We take on the Skyhawks for week 18. Express take on the Monarchs. The Bombers battle the Dragons. The Pioneers will take on the Mammoths. And the Guardians will face the Cyclones. Let's go take on the Skyhawks in the final game of the regular season. Let's go. DFH Stadium. Renegades 15-2 against the 6-11 Skyhawks. Unfortunately, this is the last game of the season for the Skyhawks regardless, because they are, they're so far behind. So this is basically just, what's the word I'm looking for? This is going through the motions for them because they're out of it. There's not even just winning this game wouldn't get them into the playoffs. So this is just because it's on the schedule and we got to do it. It's one of those kind of games. At least as far as they're concerned. As far as we're concerned, we're not fighting for a playoff spot either. We're clinched. We've clinched a second round in the playoffs because we're in first place. All right. Nonetheless, I'm still not going to play. I still play like I'm, fighting for a playoff spot, like that, with a corner shot like that. All right, that was a little bit of braggartly there, so I had to because of the shot I took. But no matter what, I've always played this way. Even when I used to actually play ice hockey, I would play every game as if it were a playoff game. Well, I wouldn't say I play every game like a playoff game because I would always play. I would always step up my game in the playoffs. I would always play just a little bit harder than I would during a regular season. But no matter the score, no matter what part of the season it is, first game of the season, last game of the season, in or out of the playoffs, I always played as if every second mattered. That's the way I've always been. I've never been lackadaisical at any point. No, we get into a game and we say, okay, we're up 7-0 with 3 minutes left in the third period. Okay, well, I'll just sit back and just kind of maybe every once in a while I'll just pass the puck to somebody or take a weak shot at the goal or I would never do that. I would still play like it was like we were behind 1-0 in a playoff game. I would always play as hard as I could, and even step it up a little bit harder in the playoffs. That's just the way I've always been. I've never been fond of people who ease up just because of a score on the board, or I've never been fond of the mercy rule either. I mean, if you're and people who say, why are you running up the score? Well, if the other team is not good enough to stop us, so what? That's their fault. It's their problem, not ours. Because I've been on both ends. I've been on the end where we've totally annihilated a team by 8 or 9 goals, and I've been on the other end of the team where we've been stomped 12-1. So and when you're stomping another team, it's fun. Well, of course, it's not as fun when you're the team being stomped. But I'm not going to run out there and go, oh, why can't you guys back off when it was 6-0? Why don't you guys slow down a little, give us a chance to catch up? Or why don't you guys, leave your goalie out of the goal, or some stupid shit like that? I've never believed in mercy rules. Even I understand kids are supposed to be having fun with it in the younger leagues and stuff, and maybe I kind of understand it. I kind of get it, with the really young ones that are, really young, like 3 or 4 years old, and probably like their first year playing hockey in their lives, because they're 4 years old, obviously. I kind of understand not wanting to be on the losing end of a 7-0 game, and your 4-year-old being crying all the time. But at 4, maybe I kind of understand. But once you get into when you get into double digits, when you're 10 years old, deal with getting your ass kicked. Deal with getting your ass handed to you in a game, because sometimes it's just going to happen. One thing I really can't stand about this day and age, which I hate that term too, is as much as parents are babying their kids about things like that, about needing mercy rules and sanitizing society so they don't have to take care of the kid. It's irritating. I can't stand it. I mean, I'm not a father myself. Obviously, I wouldn't be saying this stuff if I was. I most likely wouldn't be saying this stuff if I was, I would think. But I just can't stand. I can't stand censorship. If you don't want your kids seeing something, don't let them see it. Be a parent. Go. If there's a violent video game out there that you don't want them to see or play, don't buy it for them. Don't let them see it. Don't let them play it. Don't get pissed if they come home with Grand Theft Auto and you're surprised that there's overly violence, or there's a sex scene in it, or you see nudity or something in a game. If be a proper parent, look at the ESRB. It's there for a reason. And if your kid says, "Well, I want Grand Theft Auto," and he's like 7 years old, and you don't want him to have it, tell him no, or her no, or I'm not limiting this to boys. That's not going to be a goal. Oh wow, okay, I'm surprised that wasn't a goal. Be a parent. If you don't want your kid to have it, tell them no. And they say, well, Bobby's mom lets him have it, and he's 7 years old. Well, I'm not Bobby's mom. I'm your mom, or your dad, or whatever. Be that big P word that people have a hard time being these days. A parent. Apologize for the rant, but I mean, damn, do I hate. I also hate goalies too. God damn it, Maverick. I really, really hate censorship. I hate people that bitch about games that don't have the censorship. Like if there's a game with a certain amount of violence or nudity in it, and parents bitch about it. There's a reason for the ratings. And also take a little time to look into, maybe you're the kind of parent that's okay with maybe a little bit of violence, but you don't want them to see nudity. Okay? Well, there are some M-rated games that have lots of violence but absolutely no nudity. But there are some M-rated games that have violence and nudity. How about taking the time to be, again, being a parent, taking a little research, looking up ESRB and see what games, like Halo, for example, it's an M-rated game, but you don't see a titty in that anywhere, and Cortana don't count. I think I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but just, God, do I hate censorship. And I also hate Iceman for scoring a goal. Bastard. Oh, that was a pretty slick shot, though. He hit it with the roof of his car. That was actually a pretty good shot, so I can give him that one. But we're up 7-2 with a minute left. We're doing really good. Oh, wow. That was a bad bounce. I apologize for getting on my soapbox about that kind of crap, but I really can't stand censorship and the whiny parents that don't want to do their job as parents and expect society to be sanitized so they don't have to worry about whether or not their kids are going to see something or hear something that they shouldn't at a young age. Oh, I got this one. I got that one. Oh yeah, hit a little higher than I wanted to, but it got on the goal regardless. That's called a top shelf shot. If the ball had gone all the way in, that would hit the roof. Whoosh, ding. Back in hockey, they would call that a bottle popper for hitting the goalie's water bottle. In the NHL 16, you can still do that because you. Oh, Iceman, you lucky bastard! What a save! That was a good save. In ice hockey, the goalies actually put their water bottles on the top of their goal, and when you hit that, I think it's called a bottle popper. That's what I've always called it. When you shoot the puck in the goal, and it knocks their bottle off the goal. I call that a bottle popper. It's kind of, for me, I think it's kind of insulting to the goalie. Oh, that was almost another goal there for knocking their bottle off. Because I've used to also be a goalie, and it's happened to me before. 11 shots on goal. Wow, I was unloading, wasn't I? All right, and that would be the end of the regular season. We got Chaser decal. I got 7 goals on 11 shots, and I am the MVP again because I'm just that good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hear the cheering from the balloons in the stands that look like people. But that is the end of the regular season. We'll begin the playoffs next time on Let's Play Rocket League. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see all of this stuff, and thank you so much for watching. I'm Scoryth of the Crimson Renegades, and I'll see you later.